got to talk about tabs. I was watching Music as Win, and Tyler was talking about the controversial article in which Steve Lukather basically said that if you play from tabs, you're not a real guitar player. And that kind of bugged me. That kind of bugged me a little bit. And Tyler made some really valid points. You should check out his video. I'll link to it. I'm going to make some shorter points, and the shorter points are basically this. When I was growing up as a guitar player, I had learned to read music first. I was a piano student first, and that was cool. It enabled me to learn the guitar fairly quickly, but I think to just summarily say that if you play from tabs, you're not a real guitar player, is denying an entire swath of potentially very good musicians from having access to the music. Tab means tablature, and tablature is a numerical system that places numbers on lines that represent the strings. The numbers represent the frets of the instrument. And this system goes all the way back to the Renaissance, and possibly even earlier. So Renaissance tablature is actually quite a common approach to playing the lute for that time. But I think to say that it's a cheat, I don't know if that's what Steve Lukather meant when he said that, but I can remember, a long time ago, I was talking to my piano teacher about Yngwie Malmsteen. And pianists in general are very visual when it comes to music. And so she asked me to bring in a score. And the score I had, this was back in the days when everything was, it was quite common to go to the music store and buy books published by Hal Leonard or Cherry Lane Music with transcriptions by guys like Wolf Marshall and Andy Aladort. And so that was a normal thing, as guitar players. It's kind of how you learn stuff quickly. But I brought it over, and she loved the piece. It was actually the Trilogy Suite that I played for her, and she loved it because it doesn't make a lot of sense if you're not used to listening to heavy metal in the same way that if you spend all your time playing in blues combos, listening to a Mahler symphony isn't going to really reveal a lot of secrets to your ear unless you can get into the meat of what's happening with the music. Anyway, but she looked at it and she said, "Do you always play from tablatures? Like, do you not read notes on the guitar?" And I thought about it, and I had to kind of muddle my way through like a 15-year-old's explanation and say, yes, I do play from tablature, but I also play from the notes. And the reality is, as a working guitarist, there are a lot of tools at our disposal in terms of how we are able to learn and assimilate music fairly quickly. I can think of, for example, that's my cat being destructive. I can think of, for example, fingering in classical guitar. They apply fingering. They put positions for bar chords. They even include the fingering for the right hand. If this was a bad thing, if tablature was a bad thing, you should be able to figure that out without having the composer or editor provide you with those hints. But the guitar has multiple positions. You can play an E in multiple positions. And sometimes it makes a different sound, and sometimes it makes a more convenient location. And these are things that we need to be guided through. If you are a working musician, if you're a gigging guitarist, sitting down with a record, what are your options? If you need to learn songs, if you're getting married and the couple says, if the couple's getting married, and you're playing a wedding and they say, we definitely have to have this song by whatever, Adele, for our first dance. Are you going to sit down necessarily with the CD and play it over and over and over again and try to figure out what positions the guitar part is being played in on that recording. You don't have time for that. You've got to work, right? Yeah, if you were playing in an orchestra or a big band, sure, but you'd still be working off of charts of some kind. I mean, think about it. Do you think that in the middle of a recording session, Steve Lukather is going to stop and write out his chords like this? Probably not, right? He's probably, if he's anything like me, going to be making sketches like this. Yeah, crayon on a napkin, okay? I played for a number of years in a wedding band, and this is what a lot of my charts look like. Okay, so between that and Ultimate Guitar and published tabs and things like that, it just simplifies the process. So I think just flat out saying if you play from tabs, you're not really playing the guitar, I think is a blanket statement that just, it challenges the reality that a lot of guitar players have, which is you need to learn the song thoroughly and quickly. Now, as an advanced guitar player or as a professional, you use a combination of factors. You can go online and watch a live video of where Ritchie Blackmore plays the intro to "Smoke on the Water." Does he play it in first position or 10th position or third position? Like, where is he playing it on the guitar? Is Tony Iommi playing the opening to "Paranoid" on the 7th fret or the 12th fret or the 2nd fret, right? When you're gigging, who cares? Honestly, the audience does not care in that kind of detail. So you can sit down and you can listen to a recording over and over and over again and try to piece it together, or you can rely on somebody who's already done it. So that's where tabs come in, and I think we need to be a little bit more flexible, especially when it comes to the reality that people just like to play, and so professionals can use charts and tabs and notation and whatever tools are at their disposal to get the job done as quickly as possible. Amateurs, it's great if you can learn to read notes and you can compare the notation to the tablature and see which is more accurate to the record. But let's just enjoy playing music, I teach my students scales using tabs. It's just faster, it's just easier, and it's one less barrier to their progress. They'll learn the notes eventually, but they don't have to learn it right out of the gate. Take it easy. Just enjoy your tabs and have fun learning a bunch of songs. That's all.